Hey everybody, today we're going to do a cooking episode. So today I'm going to make some macaroni and cheese. What we're going to need is 1 pound of macaroni, some breadcrumbs, and one of these pans. This pan is throwawayable, so I use this one. It's deep enough. It works well, and when you're done you can just throw it out. Also, to cook the macaroni, we'll need a 3-quart pan. That should be big enough, and a strainer. So, easy enough. Let's get started. Okay, to get started, I'm going to fill this 3-quart pan, basically about 3/4. I'm going to preheat the stove to 375. And we'll start boiling the water. Okay, the water's starting to boil, so we're just going to give it a bit of salt, pinch of salt, and a little bit of oil so the macaroni don't stick together. Toss in the macaroni. And stir it right away because it sticks to the bottom, because that's what macaroni does. Alright, it says 6 to 7 minutes. We don't need it to cook all the way through because it's going to cook in the oven for an hour, so we'll do 6 minutes in the oven. Set the timer to 6. And we'll go from there. Okay, it's been boiling for over 6 minutes now, about 6 minutes. I'm going to pour it into the strainer. I'm going to run some cold water over it to get some of the starch out, and also just so it's not so hot. We'll let that drain for a second. Okay, next I'm going to throw some of these breadcrumbs in. This is full. I just opened it, 15 ounces. I'm going to use, let's see how much. I'm going to pour it right in there. That's about 1/4. Some pepper, depending how much you like. I like pepper. I like it to be a little spicy. And some garlic. Just a pinch. And I'm going to mix this around with my hands. See what it looks like. Throw a little more breadcrumbs in here. Still, just a little more than 1/4 I used, not quite half. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, I got 2 half sticks of butter. I'm going to use this whole thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease this pan with the butter, just to help from sticking. At least the bottom. I'll probably get some of the edges too. To the corners. for this next step, I cut some butter up. That's one stick. I basically cut up into slices. I have 3/4 of a pound of Land O'Lakes white American, and I have 3/4 of a pound of its Price Chopper cheddar. So I have both cheeses. So that's 1.5 pounds of cheese, 1 stick of butter, and the noodles. So as I get going, I'm gonna spoon some noodles into this pan to start a layer. And then as I go, I'll throw a couple things of butter in. I'll just pick the cheese. I know I gotta use most of it, so I'll just break it up into slices. I'll throw some slices in. Like I'll take, that's American, and then I'll take a slice of cheddar. Put it in there. No rhyme or reason to it, just goes in. More noodles. Some more cheese. I guess if you like cheddar better than American, you could use all cheddar. I like using both. Some more butter in there. More noodles. More cheese. Put a little more in this time. I guess I got this recipe from my mom. She uses a lot more cheese than I do. I kind of a little more health conscious, I guess. I probably won't even go through this 1.5 pounds. We'll see when I'm done. It's a lot of cheese. A little more butter. It all melts together. Okay, 1 pound wasn't really enough, so I cooked about another 1/2 pound. Sorry. Just to fill in these spots. I like it to go right to the top, so I wanted it to be full. Another thing to think about is when you're making this, you're gonna have 12 slices of cheese on top, full slices. So you wanna set those aside so you don't run out of cheese. But I'm gonna put a few more in here. You can freeze this, so I have in the past if there's too much. Alright, so that's all the macaroni I'm going to use. So I have cheddar and American. I'm just gonna alternate. So I'll start, with an American slice and go cheddar, American, cheddar, and then on the next one will be cheddar, American, cheddar, American. And then on the last row, start with American, go cheddar, American, and then the last slice, cheddar. So yeah, that's what it's gonna look like. On the top, I'm gonna put some pepper for taste, because that's what I like. And I'm gonna sprinkle some breadcrumbs on here too, just to help it crunch up, because that's my favorite part. Not too much, but enough, right? All right. And all in all, there's probably just under half of this is gone now. So I used all the three quarters of American, 3/4 of cheddar, almost a full stick of butter, half a container of the breadcrumbs, and the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put milk in here. I use 2%. You could use whole milk, and then it goes in the oven. And we'll do that next. Okay, I'm gonna add the milk. So I'm just gonna remove one of these pieces of cheese here. This is the tough one, so I usually just pour milk in until I kind of see it. So this is two cups I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna pour it in.
Fourth booster shot here in the United States. We haven't done that. Do I think it's going to be on the table for high-risk individuals? Absolutely. Should it be recommended for the general population? I would say not. In fact, I think the booster campaign in general should be targeted for those high-risk individuals. When we're looking at what we're trying to do here,
it's another 2 cups.
Goal of the vaccines and the boosters, it is to decrease hospitalizations, decrease death. The great news is there are now ample studies showing that existing T-cell immunity from prior infection and that 2-dose vaccine remains robust and an ability to prevent hospitalization, prevent death, which is why we've seen a severe uncoupling of
So that's 4 cups. I think it's going to need a little more. I'm going to throw more over here.
People with medical comorbidities, yes, boosting in that population does make sense. But we have to know at this point, especially when we're talking about healthy adolescents who are at a higher risk of side effects, albeit rare, but side effects from the vaccines and likely boosters. I think we need to look long and hard at this. The disease burden in this population, the lowest risk population, is exceedingly low. And so therefore,
that's 6 cups. I'm going to put a little bit more. We'll call it 7 cups of milk in this. Roughly 7 cups of milk. And put that piece of cheese back over. Then it's going to go in the oven at 375 for about an hour. We'll see you when that comes out. So here you go, finished product. It was 1 hour at 375. It looks good. I usually let it sit for a little while because the liquid will soak into the pasta, otherwise it's a little runny, but once it solidifies a little bit, it's super good. All right, let me know what you think. So as this being my first cooking video, let me guys know if you like it, or if this recipe was good for you, or you didn't like it, or maybe if you made it and it was you made something better, your own twist on it. Let me know in the comments, and thanks a lot for watching.